Hey everyone, I'm your host Jenny, and welcome to episode 5 of my K-drama podcast. If you haven't watched seasons 1 and 2 of Weak Hero yet, be careful. This entire episode contains major spoilers. 2 days ago, there was an incredible homecoming talk show at the theater featuring Weak Hero creative director Han Joon-hee, director Si-eun, and the lead actors from both seasons. They revealed so many behind-the-scenes stories that fans had never heard before, and director Yu shared his interpretations of each character as a director without holding back. Fans have been excitedly discussing these revelations online, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of this conversation. In today's episode, I'll be diving deep into the character of Si-eun, brilliantly portrayed by Park Ji-hoon. Drawing from the behind-the-scenes insights revealed at the homecoming event, I'll combine them with my own character analysis I've developed over time watching Si-eun's journey. Director Yu. Sumin's recent interview and comments from the talk show revealed fascinating insights. Since enough time has passed, I can talk about this now. I often told both actors that the relationship between these two characters was close to a melodrama, like a first love. Later, in a written interview, the director elaborated, "I think first love is a word that belongs more to Si-eun than to Suho. When you experience the trials of first love at a young age, you tend to mature rapidly." Earlier, director Yoo Soo-min, who made comments about the relationship between Si-eun and An Suho being first love, laughed and clarified, "My statement seems to have created quite a stir. It's not that they truly had those feelings for each other, but rather that their relationship follows the structure of a melodrama or romantic comedy. Looking at male and female leads, they're like dogs and cats, aren't they?" That dynamic exists between these two as well. The concept of first love actually belongs more to Si-eun. When you go through the trials of first love at a young age, you rapidly mature. Exactly. Weak Hero is the story of Si-eun breaking out of his shell. This incredibly intelligent but equally lonely Si-eun goes through a series of blazing events that help him grow into adulthood. This coming-of-age narrative is the foundation of the drama. While I love the incredible action in this show, which Season 2 emphasizes even more, what I truly adore about Season 1 is how it combines action with Si-eun's journey of growth. Suho was just an ordinary high school boy who happens to be good at fighting, someone who's direct and forward with someone he likes. Si-eun was an introverted model student who initially found Suho's behavior confusing. These two students, living their separate lives, slowly open their hearts to each other and gradually infiltrate each other's worlds. The way Season 1 captured that youthful burning sensation unique to their age, that process of them growing closer, was absolutely brilliant. The portrayal of lonely Si-eun meeting Suho and releasing all the emotions bubbling inside him was masterfully directed. Want to talk about Si-eun's emotional journey more deeply? When you look at his background, Si-eun grew up in a broken home where his parents separated early, leaving him without a true understanding of love or care. This emotionally deprived childhood made him essentially a blank slate when it came to human connection. Then Suho enters his life and becomes this overwhelming presence that Si-eun can't quite categorize or understand. What's beautiful about teenage emotions is their raw intensity and lack of clear definition. Si-eun is 17. An age where feelings run deep, but language fails. Watch him struggle to articulate what he feels for Suho. The simple phrase, "It's hard to explain," captures everything. His structured, analytical mind is completely overwhelmed by this flood of emotion he's never experienced before. The tragedy strikes when he loses Suho. Imagine experiencing such profound feelings for the first time, only to have that person taken away before you can even understand what they meant to you. Si-eun literally loses his first love. Though he himself might never define it that way, what touches me most is how this series shows this connection between teenage boys. In Korean culture especially, we see these intense friendships where boys show affection through what might seem like casual touches or skinship to outsiders. But underneath it all are these deep, complex emotions they can barely articulate. Love, friendship, admiration, all mixed together. That's the beauty of being 17. You don't need to define what you feel. You just follow your heart, and that makes it both precious and heartbreaking to watch. What I truly admire about Park Ji-hoon's portrayal of Si-eun is how he found himself in this character. When I read his interviews, I could feel his genuine, Connection to Si-eun, Park Ji-hoon has openly shared how Si-eun is the character he feels most attached to, describing him as familiar, pitiful, and sad. This wasn't just method acting, it was personal recognition. His award for Best New Actor at the Blue Dragon Series Awards feels so well deserved because you can see in every scene that he's not acting a role but embodying an experience he deeply understands. There's this beautiful moment Park Ji-hoon described watching the complete series with the staff. He said he cried throughout, understanding that everything they'd worked for, all that heat, all that cold, all those tears, was to reach that final moment where Si-eun could finally smile. Isn't that the essence of storytelling? To put a character through hell so they can emerge on the other side? What fascinates me most is how Park Ji-hoon discovered new aspects of himself through Si-eun. He spoke about experiencing that chilling sensation where anger makes your blood run cold, something he'd never felt before. Playing someone so stoic and controlled actually helped him tap into emotions he didn't know he had. That's what great acting does. It reveals truth through transformation. The personal connection runs deeper. Park Ji-hoon admitted that his childhood experiences helped him understand Si-eun's loneliness. As a child actor, he spent more time with parents on sets than with friends at school. That isolation, that feeling of being on the outside looking in, he knows exactly how that shapes a person. When he plays Si-eun's solitary moments, he's drawing from real experience. For Season 2, I loved how he articulated Si-eun's evolution. He talked about how challenging it was to portray Si-eun's growing desire to end the cycle of violence. That rooftop scene with Na Baek-jin, where Si-eun finally screams and stomps, Park Ji-hoon worked so hard to show Si-eun's exhaustion with fighting. It's that moment where survival becomes a burden rather than a victory. And that ending with Si-eun and Soo-ho finally reunited. Park Ji-hoon's reaction to filming that scene tells us everything. He felt relief, peace, happiness. That's what we all wanted for Si-eun, to finally reach a place where he could smile without reservation. The fact that Park Ji-hoon cried from feeling so content for his character shows just how deeply he's invested in Si-eun's journey. Looking ahead to a potential Season 3, I'm intrigued by Park Ji-hoon's vision of showing high school students transitioning into adulthood. There's something profoundly universal about that threshold, when teenagers start facing adult challenges while still carrying their adolescent hearts. That's where Si-eun could shine even brighter. What I want to say about Si-eun's character is about the resistance to violence hidden within him and how he ultimately shows that to overcome violence. One must become strong through the language of violence itself, brilliantly performed by actor Park Ji-hoon, and how Season 1's direction naturally portrayed the hot emotions within the small-framed model student Si-eun being released because of Soo-ho. This direction deserves tremendous praise. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Yeon Si-eun's character. If you want to share your thoughts about Si-eun or other aspects of Weak Hero, leave a comment on our podcast page. See you next. Time for another character analysis.